good word on the street is that the Utah Jazz, if they trade Lauri Markkanen to the Detroit Pistons, they want Ausar Thompson. It was put out there that they almost moved up in the draft for Ausar Thompson. But let's talk about it. Check out Detroit Pistons Top Playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I was huge on the Ausar Thompson bandwagon. Him and the other guy they drafted from UCF. It might have been a different year. I like Tari Eason as well too. But I like the Ausar Thompson. I was saying that's the guy that they should go get. A lot of people was like, I don't know, man. You know, he was in the elite, whatever that was. They was an up and coming like little alternative route to college, alternative to the G League. So I just seen a talent in him and his brother. I just seen the talent. You know, I really wasn't really caring about the opposition, just how they was moving, and you know how they spoke well of each other, spoke well for themselves, and how they was raised. They can clearly play ball. I knew Ausar can be a point forward. Just whether the jump shot came along, but really, honestly, he don't even need it. I think it'll help. But I was huge on Jalen Duren too. Me and B. Taylor both was Jalen Duren guys. I know I like Mark Williams too. He's starting to come together in Phoenix. I liked him a lot too. So those are the two guys I really liked in that draft with Jaden Ivey. But Jalen Duren, I knew it. I knew when he bodied Chet in the NCAA tournament. I seen the body. It's just like, man, you know, if he can put it together, you know what I'm saying? If he can put it together and really dominate the paint, you know, and Penny Hardaway, I seen an interview talk about him where he said they worked on that, you know, like where he said he's always had a 10 to 15 footer, just, you know, he dominate the paint, and it came together, man. And, but I mean, honestly, you know, it would be a no. It'd just be a simple no. Ausar's too talented. So I don't feel like nobody feel like Lauri Markkanen, like if it was like a Sheed thing where we kind of figure like, okay, we get over the hump and be a champions, you know, I think nobody would be mad. They could be like, well, he averaging 30 over there, and he's averaging 30. So why wouldn't the Pistons want? The thing is, he averaging 30 over there. You know, is he gonna bring 30 over here? You know, Kevin Love averaging 20 and 20 in Minnesota. He got to Cleveland, barely averaging 18 and 10. So is he going to be able to do that in this offense? You know, over in Utah, he the A, he the 1, he the 2, he the 3. You know, over here, he'd be the number 1 scorer for sure. And I say that because I say this all the time, because I think Cade just want to play the game the right way. Cade know how to take over. Cade know when to score a bunch and when to defer. So I think, obviously, he can come here and easily put up 25, 30, and I don't think anybody would complain about it. But ultimately, the price, you know, I don't feel like, you feel like if you get a healthy Anthony Davis or a healthy Kyrie, you feel like, hey, I feel like I can get over the hump with that if we can keep them healthy. Let's just say Anthony Davis. We know one thing about Anthony Davis that Lauri Markkanen ain't doing. He ain't defending on that level. We know AD gonna defend. He gonna rebound. He can be a number 1 scoring option if we need to be on any given night. He can stretch the floor out good enough. He would take it. Well, Markkanen gonna get more durability, more scoring, more shooting. But you're not going to get the defense, but you get the durability. So, but start looking at alternative options, whatever they may be, around the league. You know, you look at Sacramento. I'll talk about that in another video. They having a fire sale, and some of these other teams, you know, Chris Paul said he retiring after this year. So maybe you might see the Clippers throw off some parts. Maybe Philly start, you know, piecing off some parts. You know, maybe Charlotte might start, you know, selling some parts that maybe can help you or not. Who knows what Joe Dumars going to do in New Orleans, but he ain't going to give us no favors based on his relationship with Tom Gores. But yeah, I mean, if it's Ausar for Lauri Markkanen straight up, I mean, you know, and I know you got to make the money work. I mean, you know, if I can do, I mean, I think most people probably at the heart of heart, they would do that. But we know, you know, let's say Tobias and Ausar for Lauri Markkanen straight up. I think a lot, you know, people would do that. I won't even lie. I think I would do it. As long as the money worked, I ain't have to give up no picks or nothing. But ultimately, to give up 4 picks and 4 swaps and then throw a Ausar in there with Tobias and somebody like, nah, I'm not giving all of that up. You know, that's just me personally. But yeah, Danny Ainge is gonna will and deal. He's gonna get the best deal for Utah. And he got to do his best for them. Me personally, and I said it in other videos, I literally would just build what you got. Build what you got. That team not too far off. You got Lauri, you got Walker Kessler, who they haven't signed back. You got Ace Bailey, who I watched play a little bit last night versus the Lakers. Uh, they go out there and find you some guards. Go out there and get you some guards. You know what I'm saying? Your front line, Bailey, Markkanen, Walker Kessler. Go get some guards. I mean, I don't think they too far off. You know what I'm saying? While I start all over, you got Markkanen, you got Kessler. Maybe you don't want to pour the money into Kessler. So, but if that's the case, you better trade and get something for him. But yeah, I mean, Markkanen in Detroit, it'll be a good fit, good score. He averaging 30. Probably should rebound at a little bit higher clip, but he can shoot it. He can shoot it. He can score it. He can get it off the bounce. Way more explosive than I thought he was. Probably give you a little bit of help at the three, but defensively, that's what you worry about. And that's why you need guys like, you want to retain guys like Ausar Thompson, is because defensively, you know what I'm saying, Markkanen might be a weakling, but, only time will tell. Only time will tell. But if that ticket is expensive, of course they're not. Of course they're not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? But you might look at Brooklyn and PJ. So you start looking around, looking at some of these teams that's not doing well. So that's going to be the interesting part. You're going to start looking at some of these teams that's not doing well. Kuminga's situation in Golden State. Obviously Dallas. A lot of teams poaching off what Dallas is doing. Indiana might be another team that teams might start poaching off of. We don't know how Halliburton going to come back. They lost to Miles Turner. So, yeah, I mean, there's going to be, look at what the Wizards doing, hey, it's some cheap guys you can go out there and get, probably for not even half as much as you get for Lauri, whether it's Michael Porter Jr., whether it's a guy like CJ McCollum, maybe in the backcourt with Cade, maybe some of these smaller kind of guys that you may look to get, but, only time will tell. Maybe they just continue to stick and develop and stick with that theme. And, but rumor is they're looking for a guy that can help them get to the next level. So only time will tell. Only time will tell. But hey, check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me on Facebook, X, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor. Wherever I'm producing at, it's inside the link tree. It's the first link in the description. But ultimately, yeah, I mean, of course, when you feel like you trade one of your best players, you want an elite player or potentially elite player back. But, I'm pretty sure don't nobody want to go to Utah. Nobody want to be out there. No disrespect, respectfully. But hey, appreciate the love and support. One time for the one time. Mercy Sports Talk. Peace.